Alrighty, in this video we're going to go over some of the hidden controllers and maybe some of the custom attributes on this rig that you may not have known about. Starting from the bottom, there are two hidden controllers right here. I'm going to turn them on, and these are just simple offsets maybe for the main control, and this is an extra center of gravity control for this root. You don't necessarily need to use it, but it does give you some more options just in case you want to do any offsets or some other cool things with it. And then moving on up, you do have that root control right here under it. You do have that little hip swinger that some of you animators are probably used to using right here. Moving up that chain, you notice this controller was moving. So this controls a spline running underneath this spine. It's like a hybrid between IK and FK. At the very moment, if I select that top control, you'll notice that it is following those FK controls 100%. So you could treat this spine as like a regular FK spine if you wanted to do stuff with. But if you wanted to experiment a little bit more, you totally could. We'll turn this off right here, and now it's going to adhere more to that spline running underneath this. And I can have it do some cool stuff. So you see more of that weighting kind of pushed to the upper portion right there. And I can take this controller now, and there's some other attributes afforded to me. I can kind of wiggle, kind of move that spline and do some nice little curve deformation and stuff like that. Completely up to you. You do have control over those FK controls because it does follow a hierarchy, but if you want more control in those FK, you will have to turn this back to that to get your controls back to it. And then going down the line, this does switch between IK and FK for the arms. I'm not going to tell you how to use the rotational stuff. That's all basic. Go to that IK real quick. What I did want to show you is that these arms do have stretch enabled. Or it's not enabled for the rig. I'm about to enable it now. But what's cool is I can do some nice little stretching right here, and then we can maintain that volume for that hand and do some really cool stuff. But what's also really nice is I can turn on these arm twists right here. This is where it gets kind of cool. And we can get some really nice little curve stuff, and you can do some nice little wiggling around, some cartoon kind of things if you want to play around with that. Again, it's completely up to you. If you get any some weird twists in your hand, saying you're going too far in one direction and you want to preserve some of that volume in there, again, you did see me turn on those arm twists right here and right here. You can totally kind of either preserve rotation or do some really cool stuff with that as well. But I just wanted to show you those controllers because some people don't explore enough on different rigs, and I just wanted to show them to you. Then here's your little shoulder right here along with your upper arm as well. I'm going to move down to the back here. So here's a tail, and it has some attributes that you're probably already aware of, like that curl, and then the side to side here, that lean. Again, this can be switched between IK and FK. It does give you options there, and you can play around with that however you want. But yeah, these also are the same kind of attributes associated with these tendrils right up here. I can switch these between IK and FK, but I do have the same controllers I had for that tail, and you can do some cool things. There are some length or scale stuff associated with it. I wouldn't push it too far and stuff because then you can kind of worry about shearing and all that. Although this ain't too bad. This is a little kind of evil looking. Oh my god. But yeah, no, it's completely up to you, and it'll still adhere to all the other controls right here. This rig does have a single joint chain running underneath all that, so if I turn the visibility on, you do see that. So this can be exported into a game engine to do some cool things with. You can maybe add some overlap for those tendrils in that tail. That'd be really cool to see. But moving all the way down to the bottom, you got these feet right here. These feet do have some controls hidden for it. These sub-controllers are like little pivot offsets. You can rotate cool stuff. You can get more control of the toe, or maybe even having that ball roll. Like so. Again, completely up to you. If this is too chaotic for you and you just wanted to kind of just focus on that controller, or singular controller, that's completely fine. You can turn it off. I did want to show this controller as well. This is another rotational offset, so if I move this anywhere in space, I can simply rotate it from that, and you see how that foot kind of moves with it. Again, this foot also has stretch associated with it, so you can do that with what you will. You can turn the stretch on and off for this. I'll show you where that attribute is. It is right here. You turn that on and off. And then, yeah, you got your knees. Currently, right now, I have the knees following the ankle and the hips. What's nice about that is every time I affect the rotation of the foot, you see how that knee kind of cooperates with it, which is a nice little feature to have, because then it just allows you to focus more on the whole animation itself instead of tweaking so much little stuff that may or may not matter. And again, right here, this does switch between IK and FK if you want to focus more on stuff like that. But yeah, overall, very simple kind of rig. But yeah, thanks for downloading it.